Alright. Had to come downstairs, had to cool off, alright? I don't know, man. Know if I can live on. Just was watching some, got YumaCon coming up next weekend. Just brushing up on my Gangnam style. Trying to see if I could do it so I could do that shit all weekend. Help with my friend Aaron. Ready to watch the tutorial, get my shit straight. But then I hear this. What the fuck, G4? What the fuck? My friend Quentin told me, I feel ashamed that I didn't check the app. Just checked the app, read their article. If you haven't heard by now, G4, and I'll be canceling Attack of the Show and X-Play. 2 of their original shows. 2 of their many original shows. Personally, one of 2 on the list of my favorite television shows. I mean, I seriously like. I can comment all I want, and really nothing else at this point. It's just I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, all right, let's rewind. All right, back when Olivia left. All right, okay. Now I gotta admit I feel bad for it, but I gotta admit I took both the shows for granted. You know, I figured they'd be around forever. How could something this great just go away? I'm thinking, oh, it's gonna be the same next year. So I mean, the same episode tomorrow. I mean, the same thing tomorrow. You know. Talk about a new game, review a new game, or talk about 5 new videos, make some cool sexual jokes, do a little skit, you know, interview somebody, the norm. I'm thinking, hey, this will go on forever. And Olivia leaves. I didn't even fucking hear. Didn't say shit. They didn't warn us. It's just, Olivia left. And I'm like, and that's before, you know, I had my iPod and I was all up in the loop and shit. So, no pun intended. So I'm like, oh, and I read on the website, on G4's website, was going through comments and stuff, and everybody was talking, and I heard this guy. So I started believing this one guy who said, oh, she's taking a temporary leave to go pursue other opportunities, but she will be back. So, I mean, I'm telling my friend Mark, I'm like, well, Max Payne GK, I'm telling him, all right, she'll be back. And he's like, all right, I hope so. So I'm like, yeah, me too. Never came back. Then I hear Kevin leave. I'm like, no, technically after Olivia it was Adam. I didn't even hear about that shit. I'm just like, what's the point of X-Play? Adam Sessler, man. Just like how you know, some of this stuff is mostly, you know, stuff I've read, stuff I've heard. You know, there always could be it's not exactly true. I don't care. Okay? Kevin Pereira, in my opinion, started G4. I think, as a fact, I'm pretty sure he started. I mean, not G4. Sorry, not G4. That's not what I meant to say. I meant to say Attack of the Show. Okay, started Attack of the Show. Kevin Pereira made Attack of the Show. Without Kevin Pereira, what the fuck am I watching? I mean, all right. I'll go back because I keep alluring to other shit. Now I'll go back. Adam left. I didn't even realize that. So I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, Blair Herter, I remember when he first came on as just a side guy, you know. I thought he was going to be like the guy with the beard. The guy who used to do MMO Report, I forgot his name. But I thought it was going to be like him. Who knew? Eventually he became ranks and will never take the place of Adam. He never will. I mean, Blair's cool and all, but in my opinion, he tries too hard sometimes to be funny. And it doesn't quite work out. It's sort of like how I think he made a comment about no more Halo reach around jokes. That was funny. But how he will try hard to be funny sometimes will be like if you were at a table on Thanksgiving with your family and made a Halo reach around joke. Because, like, not only, like, I know if I made that, no one would get that joke. No one would get that joke. And the only one person that might get it, it wouldn't even be funny to him. But anyway, I didn't even think about Adam because back that time I was missing, you know, because before originally I started watching, like when I started watching G4, it was because of Ninja Warrior. I was with my, and this might be a wrong video, but I don't give a shit. Um, oh yeah, I was in Georgia with most of my family, like, cause my mom, well, both my parents grew up in the South, but my mom was born in Bethlehem, which is a small city outside of Atlanta in Georgia. So I go there, like almost I used to go there every summer, just hang out, love my life, start to realize this is my life. Like, this is why I love life. I mean, city life is nothing compared to this. But anyway, though I prefer the city. So I was hanging out with my cousin Tay. We were at my aunt's house, and she had a new TV and stuff. So he was like, "Yeah, let's just hang out in the main room or the den or whatever." And it was watches, and then I saw this Exorcist course. I'm like, "What is this? It's weird. It's Japanese, and they're doing cool stuff. Like, oh my God, is he gonna make it over the warp wall? I don't know." Then we stay up till about 4 a.m. making our own obstacle course in the den, literally, and being as quiet as humanly possible. Like, Solid Snake couldn't be quieter. Like, so we wouldn't wake anyone up. It was just fun. And then I was like, back then, when I first started watching it, because of Ninja Warriors, back when they had Ninja Warrior, Women's Ninja Warrior, and then the Women's Ninja Warrior, they had like little kids sometimes, and it was crazy. We're in about 7 minutes here. So we've got that. All right, we've got. So I started watching that, and while I would always watch Ninja Warrior, because that was back when they always used to show Unbeatable Banzuke and Ninja Warrior as like marathons and shit. So we would watch that every time. Advertisement, like when the iPhone 4S came out, that's as many times as you've probably seen the advertisement for the iPhone 4S on TV, like on Comedy Central. That's probably about how many times I've seen the ad for Attack of the Show. And I'm like, what is Attack of the Show? So one day, sat down, I caught it at 7 o'clock. Watched it. I'm like, dude, this show was cool. Ever since then, I always watched Attack of the Show. My favorite TV show of all time. Until I watched Top Gear. And that's before, like, when I matured. Because originally, as a kid, I thought Top Gear was kind of boring. But I wanted to shoot myself. Like, never mind. Anyway. Revenge Ninja Warrior. So I started watching Attack of the Show. And that was the best. My favorite memory was always like that episode where Kevin and Olivia were like, I forgot what video it was, but it was a TV, one of the like old, like little TV, whatever. It was like one of them I had in my kitchen. I'll show you, but I don't feel like walking upstairs. And they were, I might actually make 2 parts of this. Yeah, probably what I'm gonna do. Oh yeah. So it was they had the TV, and so Olivia, being like the hottest woman I've ever seen in my life at that time, besides Lucy Liu or Mariah Carey, or yeah, that's pretty much it. But she, oh, never mind. I'm not even gonna get into how hot Olivia was. I'm not. I don't have time for that. I don't. Seriously, I can go on for hours talking about what made her so hot. Oh God. All right, so Kevin got on the other side of the TV, and he started humping her like through the TV, and I was just the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life at that time. Then ever since then, I was in love with the show. It's just, oh my God. And then, oh man. All the stuff then, blah, 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 blah. Aots 1000. That was my junk all this time. I watched Attack of the Show almost every day. Even though I did miss it, I wouldn't care. I would get mad at Friday episodes. I didn't realize Friday was just recaps of the rest of earlier in the week. And it was just my life, man. Attack of the Show. I literally took a time through a whole week, wrote on my binder, all my notebooks, AOTS and X-Play, all the time. Watch the changes, everything go by, da 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 da. And Olivia left, and I'm like, dude. And I'm sitting here joking around with Max Payne GK. I'm like, dude. I was like, dude, we was so pissed. I'm like, yeah, man, this is bullshit. I'm like, dude, if Kevin goes off, I might not even watch. I'm not even watching G4 anymore. Let's fast forward. What, 1 or 2 years next? 1 or 2 more. 1 or 2 more years. Kevin Pereira is leaving Attack of the Show. I'm like, I want to take these scissors and stab it into my foot right there. Just right now, But anyway, and a lot of blood will come out. Anyway, I was so pissed. I'm like, how? He's like, we wouldn't have Attack of the Show if it wasn't for this dude. I mean, we might have something like it, but it wouldn't be the same. The fuck? And I'm still, before that, because I found out about that in high school, because, it happened that happened that happened last year, right? Yeah, I think last year. No, yeah, earlier whatever. So, I'm just infuriated right now, so I can't really think it straight as I usually might. But, I'm going to cut this off and shit. Let it run to 15? Yeah, I let it run to almost 15. Alright, so I found out about that. I told Mark, I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm sitting here, alright, God, please. I marked it on my calendar. I'm sitting here, okay, we gotta enjoy. Anytime someone gets ready to leave, oh my God, I gotta watch the show now. It's like if you find out a family member was dying, you don't think about, you love them and all, but you don't think about them that much. But then when you hear that they're dying, you're like, oh crap, I gotta go see him again, alright? But, just in case. So I start watching Attack of the Show more, Let's watch every episode so I can keep them in my memories, as long as I can. He finally leaves, and I'm like, I watched the finale, I watched the farewell of Kevin Pereira, I'm like, and then the thing is that did kind of cheer me up is how they had Olivia, and then she kind of talked about how she was telling everybody that she was leaving G4, and it was like, Olivia, this is about Kevin. Oh, you like, yeah, you never. I'm like, yeah, bitch, you didn't say. All right, you didn't say that you were leaving G4. Remember that? She's like, oh yeah. I'm like, oh Olivia, you're crazy. Then I got depressed, and then found out Adam left. I'm like, Adam, what'd you do with your life? And I'm like, it's like, all right, thing is, I mean, I would have been less pissed off if they had it where Candace had been on. I mean, I haven't been following Let's Ask America, which Kevin hosts, his game show. If you haven't heard about it, go to the website, Let's Ask America, just Google it, whatever. I'm following him on Instagram, following KP on Instagram, following KP on Twitter. That happened a long time ago. That's when G4 when Twitter, like technically when Twitter first came out, and they were talking about, I'm like, what's Twitter? So I finally went on it, made my account and stuff. Back when all these whores started getting Twitter and started making it like they second Facebook. Mark, you probably know what I'm talking about if you're watching this video. Those one type of people, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, let's cut to part 2. Part 2 will be about... Alright, yeah. Alright, peace.